Lan Caihe believed that by focusing on how someone looks from the outside, you will miss what is truly inside. She believed that everyone has a gift for the world, and no matter whether you soar up on the clouds or find yourself battered and filthy in a ditch, we all have something beautiful to offer. But the day she met a mysterious Taoist immortal, her beliefs were challenged to the absolute core when her soon-to-be master asked her to experience hardships capable of shaking her deepest compassion. Her story begins in the late Tang Dynasty over 1100 years ago. Lan Caihe was the daughter of a family of herbalists. She spent her days gathering medicinal herbs in a simple basket. She had a great fascination with the natural world, marveling at how even the smallest piece of grass had a purpose. Learning herbalism from a young age, she appreciated how a simple herb could be the difference between life and death for some people, how the medicinal properties of a small flower or root could save someone's life. She also admired how in nature, some lives changed drastically over their lifetimes and were not what they appeared at the beginning. She marveled at how caterpillars would transform from a walking worm into a beautiful flying creature. She thought that through deep empathy, we can see the butterfly in every caterpillar. Because of this, she liked to frequently change her own image. Sometimes she would act as a carefree girl skipping through life collecting herbs, but sometimes she would go through her father's wardrobe and dress as a boy, transforming herself into a totally different person. But what was in her heart never changed. She wondered who could see her for who she truly was, no matter what she wore or how she acted on the surface. One day, while she was out foraging for herbs at the edge of town, she encountered a beggar. The man looked grotesque. He was covered in boils. He had a horrible stench and looked as if he was in great pain. The villagers all tried to get as far from him as possible. Some cursed him, yelling, "We don't want you here. You will bring disaster to our little town," while others threw rocks at him. Lan Caihe looked at the man for a little while. She calmed her heart and felt what he felt. The pain of being inside his body, the insults hurled at him, and the physical abuse he received. She didn't just feel sorry for him. She felt sorry that his true nature was trapped. She looked into his eyes, seeing his kindness deep within, but no way to express it on the surface due to the pain he was in. After this surge came over her, she rushed over to him and brought him to the stable in the back of her house where her family couldn't see. She diagnosed him and prepared a special herbal formula to treat his boils and help him recover. She didn't have much food, but she gathered what she could for him. After days of keeping him hidden and nourishing him back to health, she went in one morning and saw a dim light emitting from his body. She was confused. What was this glow, she thought. Then the beggar spoke to her. You see the butterfly in everyone. This is your empathy, your compassion. I saw this when I was in the heavens, and I decided to come down and test if you could see who I truly was. You were able to see my pain and my kindness, but you weren't able to see who I truly was. I am Li Tieguai. I was once a normal man, but through arduous cultivation, I have reached immortality. You have a compassionate heart. If you would like to truly learn how to unlock this power and save people, I can teach you the ways of the Tao. Be forewarned though, it will not be easy. You will be ridiculed and mocked, and your life will be hard. But in the end, you will attain the Tao. Are you interested? At first, she wanted to say, of course. But then she thought about all the pain and suffering she would have to endure. After pondering, she felt that it would be worth it if she could truly help people transform themselves out of their situation. And just like in nature, the tree must put in all its efforts to bear fruit. Li Tieguai told her, metal must be put into deep heat to shape it. This will not change its nature, but will allow it to become something greater than just a piece of iron. For wood, though, it will immediately burn and disappear. Let's see whether you are metal or wood. Wander the world as a beggar, just as I have. Never stay in any place for more than a month. Under the torment of having no home, no food, we will see if you can keep your compassionate heart, or if you only have compassion when your belly is full and you have a bed to sleep in. Armed with a 3-foot-long branch that was to be used as a walking stick, she set off. Wearing colorful rags and putting a flower in her hair, she journeyed from home. Upon arriving at the first town, she was already quite hungry and began to beg. She endured all types of ridicule. At first, it was very difficult, and she just wanted to give up and return home. But she thought about what Li Tieguai had said. If she could still maintain her compassion even under such harsh conditions, she thought, maybe my path is one of suffering. If I suffer immensely, Li Tieguai will surely see my sincere heart and teach me. So she took off one of her shoes and threw it in the river. She thought of all the ways she could to make it even harder on herself. In the summer, she would wear heavy cotton and wool clothing. In the winter, she would lie on the ice, blowing hot air from her mouth. After months of this, she realized it wasn't just the ability to suffer that Li Tieguai wanted to see. It was her ability to stay compassionate. She then started going to restaurants and shops and entertaining the patrons. She would drink with them and especially liked to tell stories about life in immortal lands. She used her ability to appear like a man to transform into all different characters. The crowds loved it. When she was given coins for her performances and storytelling, she would tie them to a string and drag them around town. If she happened to lose any of the coins, she didn't worry about it. After paying for her food and drinks, any leftover money she would give to the poor. One day while eating and drinking at a terrace in a restaurant, she heard music from reeds and flutes coming from the sky. Then she saw people pointing to the air, and a giant crane circled the restaurant a few times, then flew down, landing right next to her. Through her empathy, she was able to hear the thoughts of the crane. It said, "Li Tieguai sent me. Climb on my back if you are ready." She threw her remaining shoe and sash to the ground, hopped on the crane and flew away. When the locals went to pick up her clothes, they had vanished. She was taken to a mountaintop surrounded by clouds. Li Tieguai was standing there. He said, "You have tempered yourself, and through all of what you have endured, you not only suffered more than necessary, you kept your compassion the whole time, and even found a way to make money through entertaining villagers and then giving any extra money to the poor. You have far exceeded my expectations." She didn't know what to say. Li Tieguai continued, "We are on the edge of the immortal realms and earth. Your cultivation is complete. Let me know when you are ready." She was confused, asking, "Aren't I supposed to learn some special meditation and drink a bunch of herbs or something like that?" He responded, "Everyone's cultivation path is different. Your path was to temper your compassion, as the pure compassion in your heart is enough to enter heaven." And with that, she followed him into the immortal realm. But rumor has it that every so often, you can still see Lan Caihe traveling around, entertaining children and feeding the poor. All right, that's it for today. I hope everyone enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, 再见.